Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the story The Shroud, which was written by the Munshi Premchand. So first of all, we will discuss about the historian Munshi Premchand. His real name was Dhanpat Rai Srivastav. He is a famous Hindi and Urdu novelist and short story writer. He had a checkered graph of life. He received his early education at a village school. He passed his BA examination in 1919 when he was nearly 40 years old. He began his career as a teacher on a merged salary of Rs 8 per month, rose to be sub-deputy inspector of schools but resigned at the call of Mahatma Gandhi and under pressure of the then government. His two monumental works, Rangbhoomi and Go Down, are approach epics not only in their outer dimensions but also in their spirit. They present tragic characters, higher values of life, and a full play of emancipation. In all, Premchand wrote 272 short stories in Hindi. The stories in his period of maturity have neither large plots nor many characters. Now we discuss his a simple psychological truth or an intense human emotion is enough to constitute the plot of the story. The story Coffin, the subtitle of this story, The Shroud, testifies to this inconstructions of the plot. He no longer takes resorts to coincidence or mannered incidents. The dialogues help develop the plot as well as the characters. His stories have been collected and published under the title Mansarovar. His works highlighted issues of social concern such as the plight of child widows and prostitutes, landless laborers and peasants. Some Hindi critics are of the view that Premchand is a better story than a novelist. His stories have incidents through which he expresses emotions. His stories have either incidents or characters in prominence. In every story or novel, there is a problem facing society. The theme of his story is so common that every reader feels that Premchand is drawing his character. In all his novels and short stories, Premchand is an idealist. There is no corner of life on which he has not written a story. He has written stories based on political, social, and religious problems, and he got tremendous success. The purpose of literature is to force the readers to think and feel. He has never written a single story in support of exploiters or the tendency to exploit. He he has written stories about the downtrodden, the street hawkers, tongawalas, students, doctors, advocates, shopkeepers, children, the old men, and the young. Without doubt, he may be called the writer of pigeons. Now we will discuss about the short introduction of the story, The Shroud. The story Shroud is written by the great novelist and short story writer Premchand. The writer has presented two of the most unappealing characters to be focused in Hindi fiction, Vishu and Madam, a father and a son. Such characters are alive even today. They are poor, lazy, and great strikers. Like father, like son, both of them don't care at all about their own welfare or for their family. Gisu is a widower whose wife died long ago. The only other character now in the story is Madhav's wife, Vidya, and her father-in-law, don't and who is in the throes of labors with no help at hand. Even her husband and her father-in-law don't enter the heart where she is lying on the floor and waiting for her death. Premchand tells us about this father and son. Both of them are suffering from poverty and hunger, yet they are determined not to work and earn money for supporting themselves and Madhav's wife, who is the force of labor. When Bhutia dies without any medical help, they collect some money for her cremation but spend it recklessly in drinking a full bottle of wine. between themselves and in eating porridge and fried liver. Then they dance in drunken states without having any sense of remorse. They spend money in drinking wine and eating porridge which they starve. In this story, we compares and contrast the character of Jisu and the mother. Like father and like son, Premchand has presented a realistic picture of the father-son view in the story Shroud. Both of them are great speakers and don't like to work at all to support themselves. And Madhav's wife, Budya, there is no dearth of work in the village. It is not difficult for hardworking man to earn his livelihood by doing any number of chores to be done. Jisu is notorious for working for one day and then taking off for 3 days. Like father, like sons, Madhav is such a circus that if he worked for half an hour, he would stop and smoke his pipe for an hour. So both of them seldom find work. If they have even a handful of grain in the house, they will not work at all. After a couple of days of starvation, Gisu will break off some twigs for firewood and his son will sell these in the market. As long as they have some money, both of them will loiter about. They are poor, yet they will not work. They have only a few clay pots in their heart and a few tattered rags to cover their nakedness. They are under debts. People abuse and beat them, but they don't care. Some people lend them a little money without expecting to have their money back. They steal some potatoes and peas from someone's fields and eat them after roasting, or they pluck half a dozen sugar canes to suck at night. This is how Su has led his happy-go-lucky life for 60 years. Madhav is a dutiful son in this respect. He is following in his father's footsteps and trying to give an extra sign to his father's name. Since Budya has worked to support the shameless rats, they have become more slothful than ever. If somebody wants to hire them for some work, they ask for double the normal wage and thus get work better. This is how they avoid doing any work. Both gulp down the roasted potted greedily without allowing allowing them to cool. Jisu fondly remembers the feast at the time of the Thakur's wedding when he had a hearty meal of delicious dishes in plenty. Both of them are sorry to know that such feasts are very rare now and the rich people like to hoard money instead of spending on such feasts. When Budya dies and the child dies in her womb, they collect money from the village zamindar and other people in order to buy a shroud for her dead body. Both of them are liars and say that whatever little money they had was spent on her care and medicine. People of the village offer them money, wood, and Bombay of the cremation. Then both of them discuss the futility of buying a piece of cloth for shroud. After all, it will be dark when they take Budya's dead body to the cremation ground, and nobody will look at the shroud in the darkness. Moreover, the shroud gets burned along with the corpse. They go to several shops but find nothing to meet their approval. By that time, dusk falls and they find themselves at the door of a 2D house